what the fans learned about the team is the air yards thing. Like, once again, Trey Lance is on the field. He hasn't played a lot, but when he does play, he throws long and he hits long passes. How long was this in the air? 40, 50 yards?
Something
more
like
than 30.
that.
Key is more than 30. And so far, Lance has hit 3 of these in like 400 snaps. No, 100 snaps, 100-something snaps.
He's the long ball, the deep ball is clearly back when he's on the field. Like, it's going to be an emphasis for Kyle, and it's obviously Lance looks for it. So,
okay, so here it is: three completions of more than 30 yards in the air on 117 total attempts. Then you got Jimmy Garoppolo, 1 on 450 total attempts last year. 1, and apparently that was in Chicago. I barely remember it, but he did throw a long pass to Debo in that game. We can come back to Trey in a minute, but real quick, when people say like, why don't people like Jimmy anymore? He's so good at so many things. What's this? When in 2019, he had the long pass to Emmanuel Sanders in New Orleans. He would throw it. But when he missed it in the Super Bowl, he has kind of gone into a shell with this. And I don't think any coach wants a quarterback who won't pull the trigger on the downfield stuff.
I was going to say, can we take that sentence and then delete people and add in Kyle Shanahan? I mean, because we talk about a big part of his offense is that shot play. And if the shot play is a big part of your offense, you run the ball, and now you want to take a shot. Look, and imagine being Kyle, and now you can't do that because your quarterback restricts you. So that must really have been chapping his ass for the last 4 years.
Yes, absolutely. And it was so funny last night, someone asked that question, like, how nice is it to have a quarterback who sort of expands what you're capable of calling in your playbook? And he's like, oh, that's a real misconception about Jimmy Garoppolo. He can really throw it long. I mean, it's like, dude, stop trying to create Jimmy Garoppolo. No one believes you, man. That was so funny to me. But yeah, let's come back to Trey Lance. We don't know how efficient he'll be or what his completion percentage will be or blah, 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 although it was very high last night. This is definitely going to be a big emphasis of the offense. Danny Gray is here for that. Ray McLeod is here for that. It's nice, man. The field has become so compact the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's gonna help the entirety of the offense. It should help the entire, because you can't, when they start running the ball, you're not going to be able to play them like you played them before, because if you do, you have the danger of giving up a touchdown in an instant. And it's something he does well, right? Like,
yep. And coming back to Jimmy real quick, I feel like he needs to be a backup for a year because of this. He has like mental scar tissue from that Super Bowl, and he needs to get over that. He needs to sit down and get back, like exercise the demons and come back and let it rip, because right now no one wants that quarterback. No one wants that quarterback. Sorry. I mean, you can't
really operate with that quarterback.
You can't operate with that quarterback. Kyle did the best he could, but no one can do better than that. So Jimmy needs to kind of sit down. And there's been quarterbacks through years who have been sort of beaten down. They took a year away or on the bench and came back rejuvenated, like Jim Plunkett in the 80s or Ryan Tannehill. So it happens. Steve Young, it could happen. It could really help Jimmy Garoppolo, but the current version of him, he needs to get rid of that version and go find a different version. Air yards. And again, Dan Sileo, God love him. He was wrong about everything, but just him saying it so loudly that the Bucs wanted Jimmy Garoppolo, he got someone high up in that organization off the record to say, hell no. If Jimmy could hit a deep ball, he would have won 2 Super Bowls by now. That is the thing with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not the injuries or anything else.
It's that. I think it's that. It's also turnovers, but
that's true. That's true. Flav says, sorry I missed show last night, everyone. G-Child, before I drop some truth bombs on your audience, please show us Sermon's one move again. I'm wearing sweatpants. So Sermon gets the ball, approaches the line, and goes, where am I going? Where do I go? I'm sorry. So, like, you're watching Trey Sermon and Ty Davis Price, like, really struggle to find. Ty Davis Price was doing the hezzy in the background. It was like, the hesitation move in the backfield, too. Then Jordan Mason and JaMychal Hasty come in. It's like 7-yard run, 10-yard run. It's like so easy for them. All these other guys are struggling. I'm just saying.
I don't know. To me, and it's different because I'm not there in practice. So like I feel like I need to see more of TDP. I kind of have a better idea what Sarman is, but I feel like I need to see more of TDP. I did when I saw Mason. I'm like, geez, like why didn't they give this guy more touches earlier? Like, you know,
Mason seems like he has terrific vision, agility, strength, power. He seems like what they want Trey Sermon to be. Right
the only thing I would say when they gave the ball with Mason, right? So that game was really over.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not sure like the Green Bay defense was really like, oh, let's you know. So
I mean, I'm just saying though, it is an exhibition game, and
but whatever. Right, it still counts.
Whatever. But I was just happy because it confirmed my prior biases. Mason's good.
See,
so right. Not.
But
that's
like,
what I wanted.
I would have liked to see Mason get the ball a little earlier. Like,
true.
You know,
true. It's not fair. Anyway, it was nice to see Jermichael Hasty too. They keep trying to cut him. Can't cut Jermichael. He's explosive. Ty Davis Price, dude. He's what I call a slam back. He gets the ball and runs as hard as he can into the line of scrimmage and says, "We'll see what happens." I mean, 3rd round pick for that. Like there was one play where he ran into Donovan West so hard. Like, man, that's your teammate. That's not nice at all. Why don't you look for a hole? There probably is a hole somewhere. But you just ran into Donovan, 61. That looked painful. Donovan, how do you feel about that? Let's talk. Niners Daddy says what we learned is Trey Lance is him. Knew it all along, but the haters stay mad. People keep saying that. He is him.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I felt like Trey Lance had a good night last night. I mean, he's got to do things consistently, and then people. It's like you get extremes with him. Like people are like, "Oh, Trey Lance is a bust," and then other people are like, "Oh, he's Hall of Fame." Like, all right, the truth is somewhere.
He made one nice throw in the game, but I think what was most important is that he looked like he'd been there a year. I mean, last year he did look like a rookie. This year he looked like a guy who'd been there, and you can't evaluate that much. Like, what are we going to sit here and say that 8-yard pass he threw to Ray McLeod was just a revelation, or the 3-yard pass to Ross Dwelly? Like they were just sort of getting him in rhythm.
Yes, and that's
missed the pass on 3rd and 9, which was a tough one. I don't think they're going to be calling a lot of those deep outs in the regular season. He hasn't hit many yet.
Right. You know what? You know what I like? My favorite play by him for the night was actually when there was pressure on the interior. I think both guards were having some problems, and he found a hole up the middle. He kept his eyes downfield, and it was like, all right, nothing there. Let me just run. He got 9 yards, and then slid. Mm-hmm. Like to me, that was my favorite play by him for the night.
That was his favorite play too. After the game, he was like, "I don't know what you got." Yeah, the throw was nice, but I slid. I was thinking about it. I wanted to do it, and I didn't. I was like, "Wow, did you practice?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Well, why'd you do it?" Well, they told me to. Everyone, I guess the Niners been telling him to slide.
Like people make this big deal. Like you got to practice this. Like it's like some. It's
hard.
Yeah, you just have to do it. Like
I haven't done it in probably 20 years. I could do it right now if I had to. Although I will say I broke my wrist sliding when I was 14. This is a dumb story. I was 14. It was the preseason. We had just started, and I was a jerk. I thought I was fast, and I was messing around. We had just started base stealing and stuff. So I was on third base. The pitcher was left-handed. And I took like a 20-foot lead just to mess with him. And what you're supposed to do is step off the mound, run at him, get him in a pickle. But he didn't know because he was 14, so we threw to third base. And I ran home, and I stole it. But I slid to, like, style on him and broke my wrist like an idiot. I guess I deserved it. That's neither here nor there. But I made the All-Star team that year anyway, even though I missed the entire season. That's how good I was at baseball at 14.
Was it your writing hand? Was it your writing hand?
It was my left.
So you didn't get the
after that, I would hold batting gloves when I was on the bases, so I wouldn't make that stupid mistake anymore.
Okay. Remember in school, and if you're a person that broke your arm, broke your hand, you'd have to get like another person to write for you and take notes.
Yeah. But I broke my wrist twice, but it was always my left. Joshua Wyatt says none of those guys are on the same level as Elijah. Is that hamstring the same leg as the knee injury? He needs to be a bell cow. Yeah, agree. That's what I noticed is like they need Elijah, and he's hurt, and he's hurt frequently. So I don't know. I think they'd love him to be the bell cow, but I don't know if he can do it. We'll see.
Yeah,
we shall. What I learned from last night is Debo and Elijah still are the 1-2 punch, but they can keep searching. I don't know why they spent back-to-back third-round picks on running backs.
But what? How do we know that? So, I don't know. That's why I want to see more of Mason. Like, I feel like Mason, like, I want to see more. Can he do this, with better competition? I'd like to see more of him.
Flav says Lance, solid scramble, very solid deep ball. Ooh, that's some serious praise from Flav.
Oh.
Intermediate short passers requiring touch and more precise timing looks scary. If D takes away the deep ball, don't see how we can win with just his legs. Okay, well, that's interesting. If the D takes away the deep ball, I would presume with like a 2 deep type of a coverage, well, then the Niners are just going to run the ball every time.
Right.
So again, like he's not going to be the engine of the offense anytime soon. It's going to be a run first offense. And if they're going to force you to play single high, and when you do, you saw what's going to happen. What they're going to try to do. It's exactly the formula the Seahawks had 10 years ago. It can work. I don't think he's going to throw that much. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, on 3rd and 9, it's going to be interesting. Like the dig over the middle, the out route, it's going to be an adventure. Maybe you just throw deep. That's what maybe just throw deep on 3rd and 9. It worked.
He has problems throwing to his left, if I recall.
But that deep pass was to his left. So
yeah, it was.
I guess so. We'll see, Flav. I appreciate your I don't know what you would call it. Skepticism. That's fair. That's what we're here for on this show. But I think, again, if they play too deep on 1st down, you know what the Niners are going to do. I wouldn't do that against this team.
Yeah.
Just saying.